Hey, it's Thabreakmasta here, and it's break time. And this is gonna be my continuation to, English dub, is it good or bad? And this is gonna be just the continuation for this. And I'm gonna be talking about the Japanese dub and how it relates and correlates, and So is the Japanese dub good or bad? So let's just get right into this, because I'm gonna probably try to talk a lot about this. See if I can not talk too long about this. I just need to point out some things that that bother me. People need to understand and just try to understand what I'm saying. You don't have to even agree with me. I don't. This is the discussion. This is all a discussion video. I got someone dislike the video, my last video. I don't mind. If you have a different point of view or anything like that, if you dislike it, tell me why. Tell me what's up. That's all I'm asking. I don't mind you guys liking or disliking my videos. Just it's a discussion video. We're discussing stuff, where we need to talk. My anime fans out there, we need to freaking band together sometimes. We get this community good, and all this drama and stuff, But besides the fact, that point, basically what I want to talk about is the Japanese dubbing. The Japanese dubbing, everyone seems to be like, Japanese dubbing is really good and everything, and it's always better than the English and stuff, and it is. I'll give you that. It is. It is. Usually it's better. It's never bad. It's never bad. It's there. What am I saying? It's never bad. Japanese dub do have bad dubbing. That's the thing. We see that a lot. Maybe not, because you have some of the shows that have bad dubbing. They're not that good of a show, so you wouldn't really know about it. So you wouldn't see that kind of stuff, because the stuff people be watching are the seasonal animes and stuff like that, and usually they have good dubs. There's nothing wrong with the voices, and the voices are good. The acting is pretty good. They do their thing. But the one advantage, this is the thing that people need to understand about when it comes to English dub to the Japanese dub, that people need to understand this. The English dub, for instance, they have to go into a booth, look at the animation that's already animated, and make sure they say the line, but also follow the lip flap of the character, so they don't overlap, where the lip flaps don't seem natural. They have to make sure it sounds natural, seems fitting for the voice, for the lip flap. Of course, they mess up sometimes on that, but they try their best, and it's not that easy, because you got to make sure to follow lip flaps, have good acting for it as well, and make sure not to mess up the line or make it sound weird or anything like that. And then that's the difficult part. The Japanese, on the other hand, it's getting pre-animated, so they get voice actors. They can voice act and basically say anything they want, like "Higuzo Kikusakashigura" and stuff. And then all they gotta do is just put the lip flaps in there, and make sure the lip follow the mouth. They follow the words what the person's saying. So that's their advantage they have. So they don't necessarily have to worry about the lip flaps, which would honestly put the voice acting in a higher level, because it's not easy. You know what I mean? Because if you see fan dub, I don't know when fan dubs, here I fan dub, it's not the most simplest thing to do, because you gotta make sure to pay attention to the lips and then read your line at the same time, so look down and up. It's not easy. So you have to give the dubbing some slack on that part, but it's not saying that it can't be good, because dubbing still can be good even with that. But the Japanese have an advantage on that. And the thing is, Japanese dubbing isn't always perfect. There's something I've noticed in anime that I'm not sure if that's just me or something I'm seeing, or something wrong with the video I'm watching. But when I be watching anime, sometimes it's on and off, because you don't always see this. But sometimes the lip flaps don't follow the characters, and there's no excuse for you not to have the lip flaps follow the character's voice. And it doesn't make any sense when it comes to Japanese dub, because there's times I've seen that, and I'm like, how can you not do that? And then here's the other thing too that that people should also understand too, because I'm not sure, because what you guys prefer. This is a question I want to ask you guys, because this is one thing I'm kind of confused about, because when it comes to the acting, you want good acting, but you also want the characters to sound. Do you want the characters to sound similar to the Japanese, or do you don't mind that? But if the voices don't sound the same as Japanese, but they fit the character, would that mind you? Like for instance, you can have an English dub, for instance, and this is a good example right here. Ikaku from Bleach. The Japanese dubbing, his voice is all, he's like, "Here we go," and he's stretching things out, right? Big Miana plays him, And I'll give or take, he sounds exactly like the Japanese. But the problem with him when he sounds like the Japanese is straining on his voice. And then when that's straining on his voice, that lowers it lowers the quality of his acting. His acting isn't as good compared to the Japanese. You know why? Because he's trying to change his voice to sound like Ikaku from the Japanese. You know, he's trying to imitate it. You don't want to imitate an act, you know, because then it'll mess it up. It'll mess up the dub. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. Do you want a dub that where it sounds like the characters, but the acting will actually falter because it's trying to sound just like the Japanese, or do you want a character? Do you want the voice actor to sound not so, you know, like them, but the acting is actually good quality? I mean, which do you sacrifice? That's a question I asked for you guys in this. Yeah. So you know that's one of the things I'm talking about, and you know the other thing that also that goes with it is that if they are trying to imitate it in some way, they're not trying to imitate it too much, but they're trying to make sure it has the same feel as the Japanese, where they try to have the voices sound similar. It's impossible for the English dubbing to sound similar to the Japanese dubbing, because the reason is the Japanese dubbing has men that don't sound like men sometimes. There's a lot of guys, you've seen this, you cannot sit there and tell me Goku's voice sounds manly. You know what I mean? It just doesn't sound like a man. The whole dub for Dragon Ball Z, that's why I prefer the English dub, because it sounds more American. I'll give her that. And the acting is actually pretty good and actually dubbing right now for Kai is actually really good. But we have our voices are like Americans' voices are deeper than the Japanese. The Japanese voices have lighter voices. Like, this is a good example of this, because there's another imitator try to imitate it to act. And Kakaishi, that girl that's that can see ghosts and talks to Ren, not to Ren, but talks to the Kaishi dude, whatever his name is. She can see ghosts. She's a little girl and stuff, and she has like this high pitched voice. That girl, who was voice acting her, that voice was annoying. That was a bad act. She shouldn't have done that. They should have got some other girl that had a lighter voice that can do that act, because it just didn't sound. It did not sound natural. That's one thing why I don't like sometimes they change their voice, because it doesn't sound natural. That did not sound natural. That sounded horrible to me. That was a bad example of, trying to imitate the Japanese, because the Japanese girls, oh my god, their voices are high pitched, like I don't know what. Their voices they're higher pitched. Voices are higher pitched too. So they try to imitate that, but it doesn't quite go right. That's why some dubs don't sound right. But if the dub just don't try to follow the voices sometimes, then the dub might sound better, but at the same time, it's not sounding like the character that you're used to hearing from the Japanese, So then it bothers you. So that's what I'm saying. This is my question. Do you prefer the voices trying to sound like the Japanese, but the acting kind of goes down, or do you want the voices not to sound like the Japanese, put their own act to it, so then the voices actually have more quality of acting? So that's just something I want to know. But is English dubbing good or bad? Of course, English dubbing is good. I know I just had to name it that, but of course, English dubbing is good. It does have. The thing is, they have more voice actors, like I said in the last video, so they have better voice acting in the end. Because the thing is, the English dubbing is so freaking annoying. Funimation does a lot of dubbings, but they need to get other voice actors. I am tired of watching the Funimation series where the voices like I'm watching this anime with someone. I was watching anime, and it just. The voices are all sound similar. I was just like, I heard these voices before. That's the only problem I have with it. Sometimes I don't mind it, but every time I watch a Funimation dub of something, there's always one voice I know of. But at the same time, there's also some Japanese shows I watch that actually have familiar voices as well too. Because I've heard Kurogane's voice in one of the animes I watched that I'm not reviewing at the moment, but I was watching it, and his voice was in there. But I've heard these voices, because I actually pay attention to the voices. And some people, there are also just some people out there that just like the Japanese dubbing just to like it. There's no reason to it, and they just hate the dub for some reason, just for no reason. There's some people like that, but like I said, this is just your preference. I'm not saying you should like it or not, but just understand the dubbing. The English dub tries their best. So don't be butthurt when they try to. The dub's too. It's not the same as Japanese. Just criticize it and just leave it alone after that. This is the best I can say. So, leave a comment below about the question of this video. And, like if you like my break time. And, subscribe to my channel for some more break times. So it comes every Thursday on non-Pacific time. So, yeah, it's been the Breakmaster. It's been break time. And until then, break out.